It is huge. £25, 1 ounce 6. Boomback ray. Halibut on! Nice fish, mate.
Second time mini one. Get a size of that.
Welcome to beautiful Norway. This is why we come to Norway. The size of its guts. He's full up on something.
£35.11. Whoa, look at that.
This is not what I wanted to happen. Yellow blonde. And it's a tea bag. Hello and welcome back to another session out on the rocks today. We are fishing an inland mark of what we call the Haven down in Pembrokeshire. We're pretty much on the mouth of the Haven, fishing in a little cove, trying to get tucked in out of the wind. You might be able to hear it on the camera a little bit, but it's blowing a hoolie down here, so I tucked myself down behind some rocks to get some shelter. But I'm not sure if you can see, I've got one rod out ready, and tonight we are fishing for Bull Huss. That is the main target. I used to fish this mark back in the day when I used to fish for a club called Hag, which is Haven Angling Group. And we used to do very well here. We used to have plenty of nice husks. I've seen a £15 bull huss come from here, which is a nice fish, especially for in the Haven. So we've got the T900 out with half a mackerel. We're using mackerel sections, halves, heads, bellies, guts and tails. And it's on an up and over on the first rig. I like to use 150 pound mono for most of my rigs, because you never know, you might get a nice huss or you might get a nice conger. You just don't know what's going to pop up. 8/0 hooks on both rigs. Second rig I'll be chucking out is a pulley rig. This is just an old pulley rig, 8 ounce lead, and that's the kind of size baits I'm using today. That's the tail end of my mackerel, and that's the kind of size baits. I will be putting out bluey and squid combos, because bluey and squid combos are fantastic bait in the Haven. Pick up rays, congers, huss. But when we used to fish here, we used to have most of the fish on mackerel sections. So we'll hopefully have a few fish to show you tonight. Bit disappointed with the weather. It said it would be more southwesterly, but it's more southerly. And it's just catching us. I'm pulling our lines into the Haven a little bit, into the bay, sorry. But the baits are in the water, and we're out trying. That's the main part. I'll bring you back hopefully when I have a fish. Right, sorry for the wind noise guys, but I thought I'll just give you a quick show around. Here's the rod. A bit too windy down here, but at least we're trying. You never know, the rough sea might make the fish come in, I hope. Here we are, first fish of the session guys. We have a baby little doggy. He's taken half a mackerel and 8/0 hooks. Hook nicely though. See if we can get him pop back. Little tip for anyone. This is a very rookie tip. Well, not rookie, like people who are just getting into fishing might not know this. to hold a doggy properly without getting like sandpaper burns almost, because his skin's so rough. Just fold the doggy in half, whichever way he wants to go. Just pinch his tail, there you go, like that, and his tail can't whip us then. And then see if we can just pop this hook out. Lovely. Oh, there we go. A little doggy. Is it a doggy? Yes, little doggy. Let's pop him back. First cast, first fish. Lovely. Right. We've beaten the blank. Mission number 1, tick. Mission number 2, get a Huss and hopefully not get dogged out. That was on up and over on a half a mackerel. I've just chucked out the other half a mackerel, well, tail end of the mackerel, and then this cast is going to be the start of the bluey and squid baits. That's going to be the next cast going out. Section of bluey, 2 small squid, up and over. Hopefully we'll pick up a Huss on these kind of baits. So that's a very like scented bait, very oily, full of juices, blood and guts from the bluey. I'm pretty sure I just had another doggy bite on that rod. I thought I'd show you this bait before I reel in and chuck it out. And if it's still biting, I might show you what the bite looks like on the T900. Right, I've got Adam with me tonight as well. His second cast produced a dogfish as well. Still haven't reeled in that bite that I thought I had. I've been checking the rod very often and no movement at all. Wind is a bit weird, it's coming and going, like 5 minutes ago it was beautiful down here. Hardly any wind, but now it's kind of a calm patch now again. But I'm hopeful we'll pull out a Bull Huss tonight. We're in a prime spot for it anyway. I think I'll reel this one in and check if I got a dogfish on. Probably have. Right, the bites are coming in thick and fast now. Adam's just been bitten off by what I assume was a Bull Huss on a bluey and squid wrap. I checked that bait. It was mangled up. It'd been chewed on by a doggy, I assume. So I've just chucked out the squid and bluey wrap on the up and over. And then on the pulley on my next cast, I'm just going with a slightly smaller squid bait on the pulley. But although it's a bummer it come off, it's a good sign that what I assume are the Huss feeding. Major slackline bite for Adam it was. Wound down, kept on winding. He was like, oh, there's nothing in, then he wound all the slack in and bam. Nice heavy rod bend. But unfortunately it bit him off. So I'm staying very hopeful now for a nice Bull Huss to show you guys. Here we are, Adam with a little conger reel. What did that take, Ad?
Squid and bluey.
Nice, mate. Little bootlace. At least the fish are biting, aren't they?
Keep biting, mate.
Happy days. Right, folks. It's been a while since I've done this. Double dog on a pennel. I'm going to get this sort out quick so I can get these fish back. Right, next cast, I'm going to try one in close. So far, all I've been doing is welling out there as far as I can. Bites have gone a bit dry for me now. I was getting a few bites, but not much happening. So I'm going to try this one. It's a bluey and squid wrap on the pulley. I'm giving a gentle lob out there, see what happens. I'll tell you a funny story though. A guy I used to fish with in Hag, good mate of mine, he was fishing this spot during the peak times, and he was going to cast out, and he cast out with his ratchet on, and as you can imagine, a cast with your ratchet on doesn't really tend to go as far. As he cast, you could hear his ratchet going, so he slowed it down, or I don't know what happened, but it didn't go very far at all. And he was like, oh, it lands where it lands, and he left it there, and we were thinking, oh, that's going to be in the boulders in front of us, it's going to snag up. He pulls out a 15-pound 6 Bull Huss. So it's got to be worth the shot trying one in close, surely. We'll give it a go anyway. It's turned into a bit of a dog fest. It's got to be doggy number 4 for me. Adam's had a dog, a strap. How many dogs you had?
One, mate.
1 dog and a strap. 4 dogs for me. Let's get him pop back. Here we have it. I said I'd have one before the night's out, and I got one. Beautiful Bull Huss. Lovely. He's bleeding a little bit, so I'll get him popped back. What a beauty. Probably the best part of, I don't know, maybe just shy of a double figure. Let's pop him back. What a way to finish the session. Last cast magic. Right, as I was unhooking that Huss, it spewed up this. Now, a friend of mine recently posted up a picture wondering what his was. Judging by the skull formation on that, it's still got his eyes, I'd say this was a little conger eel. Myself. In the comments below, guys, what do you reckon this was? I am definitely saying a little conger eel. Oh, I don't know. See, I don't know. But what a way to finish the session, guys. 1 Bull Huss. About £10, I'd say. Just by rough guess. I didn't want to weigh him because he was bleeding a little bit, so I just wanted to get it back. Swam off, fine, not a problem. So yeah. What is this? Let me know. There we have it, folks. That's the end of the session. Finished with last cast magic. Bull Huss on the last cast. I really did think I was going home with a bag full of dogs, and that was it. But I stayed faithful, and it paid off. It fell to an up and over with a mackerel fillet and 2 squid chucked out at range. Slackline bite, wound down, struck into it, Huss on, lovely job, in the net. Didn't weigh it as it was bleeding a little bit, so, but I think it was about £10. I think the next couple of videos that are going to come out aren't going to be fishing sessions. One's going to be a catch and cook, and one's going to be a bit of reel maintenance. I'm no whiz at opening reels, but I'll show you what I do to my reels just to keep them running smoothish. But if you like the video, guys, like and subscribe, and also check out my new Facebook page for Fishtails and Instagram page for Fishtails. Link will be in the description below, guys. Go check it out. And also in the next week or so, week or two maybe, we'll have our own clothing brand out. Be doing hoodies, t-shirts, hats, towels, shorts, all sorts, buffs. And that's pretty much it.